You thought I fell off? You're smoking something.
I'm Marcus J. Richardson. And I'm Adam Thorne. Welcome to Sports Tips UK. Today we are back with some boxing videos in 2018. Now, first things first, what is that? What's that on your face?
That is moustache.
It's bloody horrible. You look like a twat. Then again, so do I, and I've put on loads of weight.
I like a hairy opening.
What? Anyway, together we look a little bit different this year. Oh, and a new surrounding. Welcome to the new studio. It's my new back room. Hola. Anyway, boxing. February the 3rd.
February the 3rd? It's February the 3rd.
February the 3rd. There is something happening. And you know what the good thing about this is? It's going to be on free TV, sort of, if you've got Sky. So not free, but you don't have to pay per view. Unless you've already paid.
Well, we're doing the English fight first then.
Well, that's pay per view as well, you think, isn't it? If it's not pay per view.
Why don't we quickly check? Why don't I quickly check?
So it's not pay per view.
Well, it might be. We're not sure. Sky.
Which bit? Well, it's Sky, but Sky. It's not.
Sky, you have to pay for anyway.
Yeah, but it's not pay per view.
No, I don't think it is.
Yeah, and the Russian one.
The Russian one will be on ITV. I don't think they're going to make that pay per view.
So no one is pay per view then.
Well, I hope not, but you never know with boxing, do you?
Right. Anyway, let's get to it. So almost not pay per view boxing. If you've got Sky, you should be able to watch it. All good. Who's fighting?
Well, we're going to start in the Bolshoi Ice Arena in Russia.
What? Ice skating?
It's an innovative.
All right, Rick. Let's get on with it. So no ice skating.
No, it's Yunier Dorticos against Murat Gassiev. Yeah, I know what you're about to do. In the World Boxing Super Series semi-final, Cruiserweight.
The World Boxing Cruiserweight Super Series. Cruiserweight? What about the Super Middleweight? There's another Super Series. There's another World Super Series.
You know,
I've had
there's
enough
two.
of this bollocks.
Jesus, what?
But surely there should be just one World Super Series at once.
No,
because it's not the World Super Series. It's that World Super Series.
It's not World Super. It's not baseball.
But there should just be one World Super.
No, because there's loads of weight categories.
So why isn't there a World Super Series for every weight?
Because it doesn't make sense to do them all at once.
Why?
Because they can spread it out over a few years.
Well, then do them individually.
Money.
Do them individually then, or do them all at once.
Did you hear that, Sowlands? Marcus said do them individually.
It makes it better for the casuals.
Yunier Dorticos, he's 22-0, 21 knockouts. He beat Kuri Dashov in his last fight, knocked him out quite impressively.
Let's be honest, Adam, most people aren't going to have a fucking clue.
Yeah, alright, so he got an impressive knockout.
Should they watch this fight?
Yes.
Okay, should they stay up and watch this fight?
It's not going to be on that late. It'll probably be
on
early
because it's in Russia.
Yeah,
it'll be on early, so it'll be like a tea time one.
Hopefully,
so they should dig this out and find it on ITV4.
Definitely believe,
It's probably going to be ITV4, isn't it?
Or 2 or something. Yeah, some obscure ITV channel.
Okay, so check that out. Find it. It might be. They might broadcast it on there.
Both world champions, both unbeaten, both got high knockout ratios. It's the semi-final. It's a very exciting competition. Everyone in there has got high knockout ratios.
Sorry.
For me, that's a really exciting.
Who do you think is going to win?
Dorticos for me. He's got faster hands.
Points?
No,
knockout?
I think he'll get. He likes walking. He likes walking into the danger zone. Does old Dorticos?
So a knockout or stoppage?
He loves walking through. I think he'll stop him.
Okay.
I think Gassiev's defense not going to be enough. He's too slow.
Right, let's get out of Russia. Paka paka. That's buying Russian, by the way. That's not. I wasn't becoming a Pokemon. We love Russia, by the way. Get over to the UK.
London, Greenwich, O2 Arena, the grudge match. Lawrence Okolie, 7-0, matchroom fighter against Isaac Chamberlain, 9-0. Cruiserweights, they hate one another. They've wanted this fight since ages.
It's quite early for them both to be taking such a big fight.
Yeah, and it is, and they wanted it a year ago, and Eddie Hearn basically put the kibosh in it and said...
The kibosh?
The kibosh.
You mean kibosh?
Kibosh.
It's kibosh.
Kibosh.
Comment in this, kibosh or kibosh.
The kibosh debate.
It's not kibosh. Fucking hell. Anyway, go on, he put the kibosh on it.
He slapped it down and said basically there's no point in taking that much risk this early in your careers for not very much money. Build it for a year, do it then. That's what he's done. It's a big fight. They're headlining. There's a WBC Continental or a WBA Continental belt on the line.
Intercontinental belt!
It's a Continental, not an Intercontinental.
What's the difference?
The Intercontinental, I asked this last night on the podcast, the Intercontinental is apparently slightly better value. It gets you a rating with the World
Okay, just as you mentioned the podcast there, as you can see the logo down in the bottom corner there, Southpaw Jab podcast is fantastic, worth a listen. Adam and Chris Wadhams, they often have good guests on there. Who did you have last night?
Tony Milch.
Tony
Harley
Milch.
Ben on the next one, hopefully.
So that'll be available now to download, so when this video will come out, that
Audio
podcast
boom,
will be out.
Southpaw Jab.
And if you go to facebook.com/Southpaw Jab, you will be able to, follow and like them there, and also find the podcast there, I assume.
Yep, and on Twitter, follow it on Twitter, Southpaw Jab.
Follow it on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram.
Yep.
And Instagram at Southpaw Jab.
Yep.
Excellent, there you go. There's your plug for your Southpaw Jab, Edge. Anyway, cracking on.
Lawrence Okolie versus Isaac Chamberlain. Isaac Chamberlain is a bit longer in the tooth, a bit more of a pro style. He's had longer to adapt to the game. He's gone 10 rounds with Wadi Camacho for the Southern Area Cruiserweight title, won that on points. He's just got more of a pro style for me. Okolie's got a very, very good amateur background. They both do, but Okolie's got a very, very good amateur background. But I watched him fight in December live, and for me, he still looks a bit amateur in the style. And it's not a criticism. No. It's just understandable. He's only had 7 fights. He's not settled down.
So the guy Chamberlain is going to benefit with a few more extra pro fights.
I think that's what's going to tell. I think if this fight happens in 8 years, I think it could well be points. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see it be points. But again, they're cruiserweights, as you know, closest weight to the heavyweights. Those guys can land a big right hand. They go into sleep.
They have the agility that some of the heavyweights don't tend to have.
Yeah, I mean, cruiserweight. If you really are a casual, as I know Chris hates that expression, but if you really are not that into your boxing, you don't know loads about it. The cruiserweights are a very exciting weight to watch because they carry bundles of power.
Well, that's where David Hayes started. That's where Bellew started. Well, Bellew technically will probably come back to because he's still the world champion.
Bellew actually started at light heavy, but yeah.
But Bellew will probably come back down to cruiserweight, I imagine, will he?
No, I think he'll take a couple of fights at heavyweight and retire.
Really? Yeah. So will his belt get vacated?
Yeah, then? I don't know if they might have already taken it off.
So who's going to win that fight then?
I think Chamberlain. I'm going to go with the underdog. Yeah. I think that
the underdog. Yeah. So that's going to increase the ACCA.
That'll whack it right up. Yeah. So Chamberlain in that for me.
Oh, okay. So who else is on that night?
The other big fight on there is Reece Bellotti. He's 11-0 featherweight. He is defending his Commonwealth title, which he took from Jason Cunningham with a 6-round knockout. He was losing that fight until the knockout. He was struggling with Cunningham's southpaw style. Cunningham won that belt.
Who's Bellotti fighting?
Well, if you just let me finish.
Well, I want to get to it.
Cunningham won.
We haven't got all day, Adam.
No, it's night time.
We haven't got all night, Adam.
Cunningham won that belt last April on a Hellraiser show against Ben Jones.
We saw that. That was a good fight.
Yeah, it was a good fight.
Ben Jones was a little bit unlucky, but he didn't quite bring the fight to...
I thought he did bring the fight to him. I thought he was very unlucky, but there we are. That's how boxing works. Yeah. Sometimes the judges...
Because he fights on the Assassin.
He's an Assassin fighter, but he has dealings with Hellraiser as well. He's closely affiliated. Like Ben Jones, good bloke, great fighter, very exciting guy.
So he's fighting Ben Jones, who lost to Cunningham.
So Ben Jones hasn't fought
Bellotti then beat Cunningham.
Yeah.
And now Bellotti's now fighting Jones, who lost to Cunningham.
Yeah.
So arguably, this should be a formality for Cunningham.
But as you know, boxing doesn't work like that. I think Ben Jones he's a very durable guy. I think he could give a very, very good account of himself. And he's going to need to. He's 35 years old now, whatever he is. Around that age, he's going to be fired up, Ben. And
what title did you say it is?
Commonwealth Featherweight title.
So it's a big title, really.
It is a big title. Reece Bellotti has got 10 knockouts from 11 fights. He's fought Glacius Taru in the amateurs, Bellotti. And Glacius rates him highly, but and it's one, I think Glacius, he's being very coy about it because doesn't like slagging anyone off, and he's not got a bad word to say about Reece. But I think he's very keen on that fight because they apparently had a bit of a ding-dong.
Okay.
Aggressive fighter, Bellotti, as you can tell from the 10 knockouts in 11 fights at featherweight.
I mean, that is a big record at that weight.
That is a very, very, very good record. I'd like to think...
We like Taru, though. We
do like Taru. So very exciting fighter. We'll talk about him on another podcast because he's got a fight coming up.
Do we think Glacius Taru and the winner of this may happen this year?
No, I think it's too soon for Glacius.
How many more fights is Glacius
next year. At the end of this year, Glacius is going to be looking at titles, and then next year.
I suppose it's too risky. It's too risky for a Bellotti to take a Glacius Taru at the moment.
And it's too risky for Glacius. Why bother when he's not?
Yeah.
Anyway, for me, it makes no sense at the moment. Glacius needs to have a good year, get another good solid year under his belt, and then be going hunting people. But he needs to have a good solid 2018 for me. Glacius just needs to focus on that. Anyway, back to the fight. Reece Bellotti, Ben Jones. Ben Jones is massive at the weight. Like, he fills out to about 10 stone.
Right.
So from under 9, he fills out to about 10 stone.
What, in a night?
Once he rehydrates, yeah. He's very, very good at making the weight. I like him. He can box. He's got a good engine. He can keep going all night. And he's a front foot aggressive fighter. If they go to war, it could end up with a knockout. You never know. It could end up being a shock.
What, even Ben Jones knocking out Bellotti?
Yeah. I mean, which has his chin been tested?
Thanks, Adam. That's been a nice opening video for 2018. And is this staying for a few more videos?
What, your mouth?
Dickhead. Is that thing staying?
I don't know. We'll see if the guys like it. Vote. See what happens.
Vote. See what happens. I've been Marcus J. Richardson.
It's staying. And I've been Adam with a ginger moustache.
It's not even ginger. Like, he wants it to be ginger, so people go, oh, you got a ginger. But it's like, what is it? It's like...
muddy brown.
It's like poo. It's Mr. Hanky the Christmas poo lip. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I look forward to seeing you all in person. Peace out.